Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to Kate's Space. I'm Kate from Pixie Designs, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. And thank you so much for joining me. If you come back time and again, I very much appreciate it. What are we going to do today? Well, I was actually thinking, where can I get some inspiration from? And so I just sort of started looking through some of my journals because, as you know, I've been doing Junk Journal July. And I found this little piece here in this journal of mine. This is Junk Journal July from last year. And I thought it was really cute. And I thought this is something that could be made and added to a journal as a little secret sort of journaling spot. I've got a little card tucked in here, and it's made with old book page. So it could close that way or it could close that way. And then it's tied with this bit of sari. And it's got this kind of little, obviously the prompt was fold out, so it's got that, which has got a little bit battered from being looked, you know, the journal being opened time and again, but it has stood up to most of that sort of battering. So yeah, I thought I might make a few of those. I'm currently working on this little journal here using some digitals from Amity Bloom, and so I thought I could add one of these to this journal. So what have I got? I've got several pieces of paper. So I found some book pages that are old but aren't super fragile. So these are mostly rag paper, I think, anyway. These are from my 1700s book, so I'm pretty sure those are rag paper of some kind. And they just feel quite robust considering how old they are. So I've got two of those. And I've got this one, which is also from an old book, but not that old. And the paper's just quite, feels quite good. It's not cracking when it folds. So that's what I am going to do. So I've folded them. So I've folded it in, and then I've folded it so I've got this little flap here. So I've done that times 3. I don't know if I'll get 3 done. I don't usually mass make. It's not really something that I do because I find then the pieces just sit and they never get used. Oh, I've got this one too, which again is that quite sort of, I don't know, it's old paper, but it's not shiny and it's not cracky. So there's this one here too, which is a sort of a different color. I really like that one. So I'm going to choose pictures for them. I've got this really old picture. You can see on the back that it's been pulled out of an album, and I just could not get it to come out without sort of tearing the photo. So it's got this sort of ugly cardboard on the back, which I've been trying to peel off without destroying the photo. So I thought this photo is quite cracky and it could really do with going somewhere. So I'm wondering if that one could go on here, just as example that that's not a digital photo. I've then got this picture here this one's from a Ruby and Pearl digital kit, and that actually fits on there really beautifully. So I think I'm going to use that one. And then I need to choose a photo and use one of these pieces of paper from the Amity Bloom kit. And I've got that one, and that's just printed onto, I think, photocopy paper. See how it's gone that kind of a little bit pink when you compare it to, say, something like that. That's what my printer does sometimes, which I find very infuriating. However, if I print on this really nice matte photo paper, it doesn't do that. So I was thinking one of these pictures. So I'll go cut them out and then I'll make a decision which one I'm going to use. How's everybody today? I hope you're all well. It's Friday morning. I think it's morning. It might even be nearly lunchtime actually. I had a really terrible night's sleep last night, and so I didn't really get cracking early this morning. Had a really slow start to my day, let's put it that way. The weather's very grey and overcast. It's not sort of freezing cold, but I'm missing the sun sign. And yeah, so it's quite dull and kind of a little bit, yeah, just overcast outside. I think we're in for some pretty rotten weather this weekend. I saw the digger up on the big rocky bank of our beach. He was kind of flattening it out, but also I read on the local Facebook page that they were up there just trying to prepare for maybe some high tides or big waves. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked at the weather forecast. So there's our photos. They're all not quite the right size. I quite like this one. I mean, I love this picture. I could use this one, but I think maybe take the frame off it. Let's have a look if we take the frame off it, what it looks like. Yeah, so maybe a bit of a miserable weekend this weekend. But that's okay, you know, it's midwinter is what you expect, so you can't gripe about it. It's probably a bit small now. Okay, well, I'm probably not going to end up doing 3, so I mean, I've got those ones there sort of ready to go. I actually quite like this one. So I'm going to use that one. And then I'm going to put something behind it. I'm going to use a doily. So the doily really just shows sort of in a few places. It's not the main thing. So I might just have it showing there and there. Just a little bit, not too much. And wrap it round. So this is going to be glued on the page. I mean, it wouldn't have to be. It could be a little thing that you tuck in a pocket, I suppose. And then you could do something on the back. But in my mind, it is stuck. Sorry, it's stuck into the book. All right, and behind here, I would like something scripty, I think, or what have we got? I've got lots of things here, but I think I'd quite like something like this that I'm just gonna pop behind. Coming down the side here, though you won't see much, you'll see something at the top. And then I'd like something maybe coloured down there. Or what about, let's have a look. I know that's upside down, but it doesn't matter once you've covered it up. All right, I'm going to go with that. Let's just hope it works out. And I'm just gonna tear it down here. And here. Like that. Let's put that one there. Hope you don't mind, and I'm just going to probably faff around a little bit here and maybe put that one there. Yep. So I'm just going to, again, go like this. And I'm just going to tear it and hope it tears straight-ish. It doesn't need to be perfect. And I am going to rough up these edges a little bit. I might take to them with this. I recently had my granddaughter staying with me, Ella, and we got down here and did a little bit of journaling. I made her a journal last year for her to fill out with, because it was when we went in October to Brisbane for my youngest daughter's 21st, and we all saved up and went over so that she, you know, they were quite new to Brisbane, and we wanted them to have, I wanted her to have a really fun 21st, so we all went over anyway. I made Ella a little journal. It was her first trip on a sort of overseas, and so I wanted her to sort of record it, and we didn't really do very much journaling while we were away. We were so busy. And then, of course, when we got home, it all gets forgotten, and her mum didn't print out any photos or anything. You know, life's busy, and people just don't tend to print out photos anymore. I'm a bit of an old-fashioned girl when it comes to things like that. So, yeah, I wanted to get her to bring the journal and do a little bit herself. I'm just going to trim this photo up. So yeah, we did a little bit of that. We got to the movies and went to see Inside Out 2. I haven't seen Inside Out 1. Obviously, I don't go to very many children's movies anymore. And I find them, I don't know, I find them very, I don't know. I used to like them when, back in the day, I think the children's movies had a bit of adult humour in them. Now I just find everything's, you know, they have to be so careful and everything's so PC that I just find them a little bit inane and incredibly boring. But I quite enjoyed this one. I mean, it had a really good message. And yeah, so we went to the movies, and we had planned to have fish and chips on the beach on the Tuesday night, so after the movie, and toast some marshmallows. But sadly, even though it didn't say on the website, our local fish and chip shop was closed. And we don't live close to takeaways or anything like that. We're in a little village, and that's really the only thing. So we had to improvise with dinner. Anyway, that was fine. And then we went up onto the beach. Unfortunately, I wasn't particularly mobile, and even just getting up onto the beach was quite difficult. But anyway, we had a lovely time with her. David had a lot of fun. It was like having two 10-year-olds in the house, to be honest. But it was good. It was really fun to have her. And, you know, we're getting close, I guess, to the days where she's going to be like, I don't want to hang out with my Mima. I want to hang out with my mates. So, yeah, it was precious time. Right, so I'm just going to go ahead. I'm in dangers of going, oh, it's not exactly like the other one, so what should I do? And instead of just thinking like that, I'm just going to glue it down, and we'll just see what it turns out like. If it turns out like no good, it's only paper, isn't it? So we don't have to panic. Yep, so we'll put that on there, and that's a little bit of colour. I like that. And then we've got the doily. And our photo. You can't see much of the doily, can we? Do we like some... Do we like to have something... Yeah, I think I'll do it like that. Just have a little bit peeking there. Yeah, that's quite nice. Okay, so I'm going to glue the doily down. I always find these hard to glue down. The glue tends to get everywhere, and sometimes it's just easier to go like this and try and get it in the right place. So hopefully that's going to be correct. I want to get glue on my photo. That's one thing I seem to always get glue on my photo. There we go. So let's glue that down as well. Can't believe that July is passing me by so quickly, and it's nearly birthday month. So David and I both have birthdays in August, so that will be nice. Just deciding how we would like to celebrate that. So I am going to Auckland next month because my two daughters from Australia are coming over. Michaela is getting married in October, and she is having her dress made here in New Zealand by a friend of her fiance's who is a designer, and he was a close friend of Nick's, so he has offered to design and make her dress for her. So she's coming over for some fittings, and then because we can't go to her hen's party over there, well, we could, but it's so close to the wedding, and you know, 2 trips over and everything, most of us can't really get there. So we'll probably do something here with her, something special. So that should be a really fun week. Right, so that is that part of it. The other thing is the inside. I really like the little tuck spot that I've made out of old paper. Again, you could make that out of something prettier, like say that, which is quite nice. But I'm wondering actually if I might make this the little card that sits behind here. I might fold it over. I don't know, it might be too big. But yeah, I mean, you can make something out of anything, but I kind of like the rusticness of this. So I'm going to try and tear this in a straight line. And this is just some texture paste onto some old book page. And then just doesn't need to be very big. Like that. Yeah, so I'm just going to fold that over. Oops. So that looks a little bit wonky there. That's okay, I don't mind. So I'm going to glue that down, and it's just a little sort of tuck spotty thing. We'll find something to tuck behind there. I mean, we don't even need to do that. That can be something that can be, once you've decided which journal it's going in, that could be something that you decide at that point. Now on this side I have put some decorative paper on the other one. Now I have this beautiful wallpaper, and I'm wondering if I might use that. It's just gorgeous. And I'm trying not to hoard these things. Oh, should we go there? That's already, for some reason that's already folded. Okay, so I'm going to use that. I might just try using the ruler here, so I try and get it at least a little bit little bit of a clean line. So yeah, I mean, you could make that less so you've got more book page showing. I might do that. I mean, it's nowhere near straight. So I might try and straighten it off, but I don't know how successful I will be. So yeah, I'm just going to glue that on there. I was thinking, oh, now it's too narrow, but no, it's just going on. It's going on, people. Let's just do it. It's really pretty. And then I kind of thought in here I wanted to make it like sort of a writing spot. Well, I've got this, of course, I could use. It's just really plain. And it's got that really pretty sort of bit there. But it would probably look better this way, wouldn't it? Actually, maybe like that. Maybe we tear it down that line there. Just trying to use what I've got here. I could use that, or I'm just thinking, I've got some of this empty music manuscript, which I really love. Just wonder if I put some of that in there. Is that, or just some coffee dyed paper could go in there, which is also pretty. I wonder if I might do that. I kind of, okay, so I'm very indecisive, aren't I, today? That's just the way it is sometimes. So it probably needs to be a little bit narrower, because this needs to fold. I was going to take it over that fold, but now I'm not going to. I might actually cut it. Yep, I think that works. I mean, you could almost have it so it folds up. And it could be a little writing spot like that, so I might keep it like that. Oh, and I'm going to glue it on there. Just make sure it's within the foldy bits so that it all closes up. Ooh, only just. I've got a bit much glue on there. As I did a little bit of texture paste down the side. Should we do our little bit of texture paste here and see what it ends up looking like? Please excuse my stencil. I think I am due to replace this one. It's looking particularly manky. It's been used a lot, and although I do wash it every time, some of the texture paste builds up on it, I find. So yeah, it's not looking pristine. So what I want is, and this is this is the tricky bit, is just getting the bits I want. So I want that little bit of leaf there and these little flowers down the side. And let's see how we did. Cute, yep. Really happy with that. And then what we need to do is immediately clean this off, because this stuff just dries so fast. And now, what about a little journaling card or tag? We could make something out of a collaged masterboard, or we could use this. There we go. I found some things here already made, and I've printed on the back, so they are ready to go. Give that a wipe. Okay, where are my scissors? Isn't it funny how you lose things amongst the mess? Okay, so I'm going to cut out this picture here. And yeah, I've printed something on the back. So we've got that option. It's kind of cute. So let me just see if I age this up, whether I like it. And it certainly will do for now. It can also always be swapped out when I decide which journal I'm going to pop it in or use it in, like I said before. That can just tuck behind there, so it's really super neutral at this stage. Now I'll give that a bit of a dry. I feel like this definitely needs some colour in here, so I'm just thinking about what that could look like. Let me just tear this. It doesn't matter if we don't end up using it. Just give it a little bit of a tear down to a smaller size. It's a really pretty image. I love the blue flowers. I'm not going to attempt to cut them out, but I wonder if that would just look really pretty on there. Got a little bit of script we could tuck behind, just so it's got a bit of a layer. Yep, I'm going to do that. I'm going to ink it first. I like that look. So I'll just go like that and just have that little bit peeking out. And glue the rest on. Just so we've got a little bit of, oh, I think that's upside down, Kate. Okay, we're going that way. Oh my gosh, I'm having a mare today, aren't I? Never mind, let's just swap that over. Easily fix this one. Dear me, goodness. Sorry, people. That's better. Oh dear. Oh gosh. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I don't know if I'll keep this little bit here. That's dried now. I haven't done any of the little stamps that I did on the other one, but that's okay. And then to tie it up, just some sari silk. or some seam binding ribbon would work. And I've left this here like that, and I might just glue that down, because that way if at some stage before it gets put into something I decide I want to make it a floating pocket, then I could always put something on the back here if I wanted to. So it's a cool little journaling spot with this little doodacky picture there, and a little tuck spot, and the texture paste, which I love, on the book page. So there we go, we've got the little bit of ribbon that can go around it. I guess that does obscure the picture somewhat. Oh, I've used the same picture. So I did one earlier, so this is another one I did just while I was mucking around to see what I wanted to do before I did the video. As you can see, I've used a little bit of green paper here, and this is actually one of Sam Paul's creative expressions. They're like transfers, but I think the ones I got, they don't work very well, so you have to rub and rub and rub, and they do come off eventually. So this one here is the same picture but smaller size. I've used Amity Bloom behind, the digitals behind there, and same with this, a little card here. And this is a little sort of journaling spot that I've done, a little bit of old wallpaper behind there, and then again the little bit of texture paste stenciling. So there is that. Then you just need to decide where maybe you'd like to put it on a journal page. So whether you want it on something that's like really plain. I actually really liked it on this very old music paper, just with the black around it, and there you go, you can stick it on like that, or you could put it on something, oh, I wouldn't want to cover that up, I just couldn't, but you could put it on something more decorative like that, and that also looks really pretty. It would work really nicely there, because you're not covering up some of the main beauty of that. So yeah, it would work in lots of places, I think. And then obviously this one is a little bit bigger, but still looks really pretty as well. So yeah, I will probably make the other two now, and then I'll come back and show them to you at the end, and that will be pretty much the end of the video. So yeah, I'll be right back. So I've had a little go at finishing what I started, and so this is my little mass make, such as it is. These were the two that were already done, and so I went ahead and I've made this one with this little girl on there, and I haven't put anything in here. This one I did the texture paste on here by accident, and same with this one. Instead of putting something sort of pretty there, I did the texture paste instead of the texture paste there. So I may actually run something down there, maybe some washi tape or something. So this has a little wallpaper tuck there, and then the the coffee dyed paper. So there's that one. This one with the original photo, which is quite fragile and has a little crack here. So I guess there is a benefit in making copies of these things, but oh well, I've used the original and I think it looks really pretty. I've done this little tuck spot here, and then I've done the sort of the digital paper here, and another bit of digital here with just this little, and then that. So I can add things to these tucks. This one opens out here, and yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's pretty good for me. I mean, they're not completely finished, but they're finished as in you can just choose a ribbon and decide what little bit of ephemera or whatever you wanted to put inside. So they can be added to decorate it up a little bit more, but they're a pretty good base to be going with. And yeah, so I hope you found that interesting and or helpful. A good way to use up some of your old book pages to make these little things, and of course they can be adapted anyway. I mean, it's pretty basic really, isn't it? So yeah, if you have enjoyed the video and found something helpful about it, I'd appreciate it if you could maybe give it a thumbs up or subscribe. I would love that. it helps YouTube find other people who are interested in the same sort of similar things. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.